Bueno, pues vamos a continuar. Era demasiado lento el rifle. He pensado las pistolas porque son más rápidas a la hora de disparar. Bueno, pues hemos matado al Dalton, a Lord Dalton. Buah, está bien el juego, hombre, está bien.
It took me a couple of days to track the Daltons down.
O no hemos encontrado... No sé.
And in that time, a whole posse of local vigilantes offered to lend a hand.
Estos son amigos. Sí.
They seemed as determined as me to find those outlaws.
Esta gente es amigos.
But as we headed into those swamps, it was like I had my own private army. There was no way those boys were getting away this time.
¿Dónde voy yo? Por aquí. Allí me señala. Vale.
It was early fall, right? Beautiful time of year. At least you had the weather on your side.
Vale, hay que ir.
Not by my recollection.
Vamos bien.
It was damp and foggy as hell.
¿Te ha costado este último Dalton? Joder, me ha costado un montón matarlo,
It was tough to stay on a true course,
Son amigos.
so we kept an eye out for landmarks.
Hay que ir hacia allí. Vamos detrás de los Dalton. No sé si la habré matado. Es que como la historia cambia y todo eso que dicen, así no fue de otra manera. Entonces no te hace repetirla justamente igual, te hace como rejugarla de otra manera, con otras circunstancias. No me gusta esto. Está muy abierto,
It was autumn. The maple trees were in full color,
Atrás.
red as blood.
Puto paz, ¿cómo me he llevado? ¿Sale en serio que sale un
The
árbol?
rains that year were torrential, so the whole area was flooded. The vigilantes had spread out wide, and pretty soon I couldn't see anybody.
Pero ahí van mis compañeros, aunque haber querido ver a alguno. Está muy bien, así tú te metes en el papel ahí. Madre mía, estás todo en ruinas, Vale. Mira cómo suena las maderas. Como que se sienta y se va a romper. Y aquí nada. Está todo esto empantanado, Ha llovido mucho, por esta zona.
Except for some bitches ahead of me wanted to do me harm, so I had to face them alone.
No sé qué me
I wondered why my compatriots didn't come running when they heard the shots.
No se le ve casi. Yo no creo que me los iba a encontrar aquí, ahí. Esto es un paisaje para disfrutarlo, Un tirascas así, a 4 metros toda la cara.
So did you find the Daltons?
Not yet, but I did have the questionable pleasure of meeting a few of their friends.
Vale, me está gustando bastante.
The boys had
esta zona
established quite a reputation by that time, so they attracted all manner of riffraff to their cause.
Me está gustando la ambientación. Bastante. La puta. gente, Ya. Lo peor que me se da la munición, la pólvora esa, la pólvora que tiran. ¿Y este? ¿En serio? ¿Quién coño era ese? Ay, ponte las dos. Vale, con cuidado, Y con cuidado porque el que me ha matado me parece que llevaba barra de salud, que era como otro Dalton. Mira. Tener mucho cuidado. Y munición de 2 pistolas. Tengo muy poquitas, Muy pocas. Tenemos aquí para correr. Corremos mal en el agua. Otro problema. Cubrirnos. Tenemos todas coberturas. Sale mucha gente. Tía, le han puesto la cestita, los cabronazos. Mira, visto ese es Dalton. Toma. ¿En serio que lo he matado? Coño. Joder. ¿Cómo está la gente? Asómate. Me ha dado, Hemos matado a un Dalton. Los cabrones así no me gustan de 3 pelos. Vale. Hemos matado. Con el primero que hemos matado, que no sé si contará. Digo que sí, 3. En serio. Falta otro, se supone. Falta. Dinamita no tengo. Ese es el tema. No me fío porque...
And my reinforcements was nowhere to be seen. Point being, I was under serious attack.
Vale. Buah, esto está... Te da una sensación de que...
I'm sending you to hell.
Sé que falta... Es que yo creo que falta un Dalton. ¿No? ¿Cuántos hermanos eran? ¿4? ¿O 3? Estoy acojonadito, chicos.
But luckily,
Marcado por ahí
a
algo.
barn materialized as if right before my eyes. I scrambled up top to get a better view.
¿Qué fumas? Ha marcado por ahí algo rojo, Puede ser un bidón o un enemigo. Te dan tanta munición, malo. O es que has gastado mucha, o es que todavía queda baile por bailar. ¿Y esto?
But just ended up falling inside.
So, how did you get out?
The barn doors was open. About right then, I saw some suspicious characters running for the bushes. Of course, I followed them. But that goddamn swamp was like a goddamn maze, and pretty soon I had no goddamn idea where I was.
Chico. Joder. Ay, perdonad, es que me estaba colocando el teclado.
Steve?
¿Está durmiendo?
So I just started walking, and pretty soon...
Oh,
Steve? Steve!
huh? Oh, no, I'm listening.
Indians surrounded me from all sides.
Joder. Entre los indios.
Indians?
There were Indians.
No. I just wanted to make sure Steve was paying attention.
Checkpoint grabando, menos
Now,
mal.
where was I?
You were following the Daltons through a swamp?
That's right. See, Steve? Dwight's paying attention.
No, I'm listening. I was just resting my eyes.
So, where was I?
The Daltons.
Right.
Por ahí me
See,
marcaba.
there's a reason so many outlaw gangs are made up of brothers. Being a brother is a very sacred thing. It's a bond like no other.
Mucha munición. Mucha munición. Mucha munición. Mucha munición. No me gusta esto. Chicos, no me gusta nada. No me gusta que me... con tanta munición. Ahí veo un cojón de munición, ¿Por aquí o no? Mucha dinamita, barriles muchos. Me he disparado yo. Que me ha salido el dedo. Por aquí, ¿no? De aquí no tengo. Muy bien.
Bounty hunters!
Stop that, son man!
¡Opa! ¡Ah! Me tenía que haber ido para el otro lado.
Bounty hunters!
Stop that, son man!
¡Opa!
So did you ever find the damn Daltons?
Not yet, but I did find a few of their cousins.
¿Hay más o qué?
You Kansans breed like rabbits.
Mira, mira, mira.
More Smiths or
Yeah.
Heimhoffers or who knows what.
En serio.
But hell, what's more important than family? I bet Ben knows what I'm talking about.
Si le protege una pantalla invisible. Ostras.
Ready to bust? You can run, but you can't hide.
Tómate.
Bury him in the swamp. Son of a bitch! Kill Greaves! I think he's scared. Kill that goddamn bounty hunter! You hear me? You're a dead man!
Vale.
God damn you, Greaves!
Vale.
Face me, you coward! Waste your bullets. Go ahead. Keep shooting. I don't mind.
Shelter.
Shoot, I dare you.
Toma.
Now you're in trouble. He has it coming. What are you gonna do?
¿En serio? Yo creo que el shelter era la lápida esa. Ayer es una lápida. ¿Se lo ha matado? No fastidies. Será mejor que recarguéis. Porque vamos un poquito justos. El rifle. Era este. Me he gastado dinamita y no sé si me hará falta. Uf, cómo están aquí las cosas, ¿eh? De escopeta y de pistola.
You bastard! Just kill Red. Show him how to die.
En serio, me estás dando tú. No sé quién coño me está dando.
to do everything.
¿Pero quién coño me da?
Middle-age that sucker.
¿Quién no me da? ¿Quién me da, tío?
That's it for you.
Está lejos los cabrones. Está lejos, chicos. Están lejos.
I'm ending you.
En serio. Pues una vez las texturas pasan malas pajadas, Parece que le vas a disparar al macho y no sé.
Ready to meet your maker.
Ostras. No.
I'm gonna blow your damn head.
¡No!
Still standing. Death is coming for you. You ready for a belly full of buckshot?
I knew those Dalton boys were out there somewhere, standing together against anyone who would threaten them.
Buah, cómo recarga ahora. Se nota la mejora, Bueno, los 4 Dalton fuera. Este era otro. Sabía yo que me faltaba el cabronazo. Sabía que me faltaba uno. Sabía que me faltaba uno. Bueno, munición. No nos ha costado mucho. Desde luego. No nos ha costado mucho con... Creía que nos iba a costar más sin dinamita, pero bueno. El primero nos costó muchísimo más que estos 3 últimos. Los 4 Dalton ya son historia. Muertos.
And that's when I saw it. A goddamn steamboat.
A steamboat in a swamp?
Yeah, Steve, but this wasn't much more than a wreck, really.
But how'd a damn steamboat end up in the swamps?
Yes, it floated off during the flood of '89.
Now, was it a stern wheeler or a side wheeler?
What? Does that really make a difference, Steve? It was a steamboat with a goddamn army on board. It was then that a fusillade of bullets come raining down from on high, and those vigilantes who accompanied me weren't anywhere to be found. But among those men that were shooting at me, I thought I saw some familiar faces.
Y por lo menos tenemos cobertura buena. Han dicho que había un ejército dentro, así que... La rápida.
Somewhere up there the Daltons were waiting on me.
Los Dalton, pero esos no eran los Dalton los que hemos matado. ¿Quién coño son los que hemos matado? espacio es que es mejor para pistola, Yo veo que es mejor para pistola. ¿Qué pistolas hay así? Es igual que la nuestra. Es mejor para pistola, yo prefiero yo, Pienso yo que es mejor para pistola.
Sounds like you don't give up too easy.
That's the kind of man I am, Ben. I set out to do something. I do it. Surrender just ain't in my nature. Plus, I'm stubborn as hell.
Checkpoint. Había pegado ahí. Se habían muerto todos. Allí. Y hemos sacado antes. Pero como soy así de listo.
Brother, I'm gonna make you pay for that. I'm gonna shoot you dead.
Vale. Ahí va, me he caído. No me fío que haya alguien por aquí, Queda un piso solo ya para llegar arriba, Ah, leche.
Right about then, much to my relief, the vigilantes finally arrived. Their leader motioned at a cabin in the middle of the top deck, pointing me directly at the Daltons. I finally had them, after months of dogged pursuit.
¿Qué quieres, chico? Sí, ¿qué? ¿Qué pasa? ¿Que me tienes que ayudar o qué? Sale aquí algo.
But it turned out that they had me.
Bien. Es que lo sabía. No lo sabía, pero vamos, le he disparado. Tendría que haber matado, ya está.
The Daltons had played me like a
No
fiddle.
habían jugado los justicieros,
Apparently,
estaban de
the
su parte.
vigilantes were on their damn payroll. They didn't just want to shoot me.
¿Qué te voy
They
a
wanted
escapar?
to burn me alive. But finding my way out of a burning labyrinth proved to be quite a challenge.
It was a riverboat, right? I mean, it's not like it was a goddamn ocean liner.
Well, yeah, but I was in a
Did you
fight.
hear about that ship that's gonna launch next year? Largest one in the world.
You're
well,
talking about the Titanic. If you ask me, it's too blessed big. I don't think it'll even float.
So anyway,
Don't be stupid, Steve. They know what they're doing. They say that the Titanic is unsinkable.
oh God,
But getting back to that steamboat,
¿Dónde coño
how'd you
está
get
todo?
off it, Mr. Grease?
I took in a lot of smoke that day, so I admit my recollection might be a bit hazy. But somehow I managed to finally disembark. I was coughing up smoke and pretty damn pissed. I was done playing games with those boys. It was time to settle this once and for all.
Me la vais a pagar todos. Muchachos, veros, leche. ¿Esto me está disparando?
Bob and Grat weren't about to come at me one at a time. They were in this together. Two brothers side by side, determined to take me down. Confident that this time the odds were on their side.
O sea, todo ahora con los dos chicos estos. No entiendo. O sea, uno dispara y el otro no dispara, o esto de matar a los dos primeros, no lo entiendo. Ahora me va a disparar, ahora me va a disparar el otro. O a los dos a la vez. Es que no lo entiendo. ¡No dispara! A ver. No entiendo. Tengo que matar a los dos a la vez, ¿no? Bueno, a la vez no. Uno primero y después otro. Pues va a ser esto jodido, porque esto, el circulito este, la sensibilidad, yo no sé cómo estará hecho, pero va mal. ¡Ah, coño! Joder, vamos a morir aquí 200.000 veces. Es que no sé. Es que lo sé que vamos a morir, pero se dan muy malas cosas estas. Me dispara antes el desgraciado que a mí.
They got it wrong. A sad end for those two.
Le han dado tiempo a disparar 7
only
veces a
known that
ellos.
Emmett was still alive despite his wounds.
Madre mía, los dos.
Paroled 14 years later. He moved to California and sold real estate and lived off the legend of that fateful day.
Me ha gustado este capítulo, me ha gustado.
And the tragic death of his two brothers.
Me ha gustado, pero esta última parte me ha matado 3 veces, han sido. La cuarta ha sido, pero...
My own brothers died tragically as well, truth be told.
Los juegos son así. Episodio 7. Bill Brook.
It was 1868, and me and my older brothers were pulling a tidy profit running cattle into Juarez, Mexico. One night after my brothers retired for the evening, I found a little poker game in a cantina with a couple of cowboys. And I just couldn't lose. I even won an old Spanish coin that had to be 100 years old. Well, I was mighty pleased with myself the next morning as my brothers and I rode for Texas. But before we crossed the border, those cowboys caught up with us. It was Johnny Ringo, Roscoe Bob Bryant, and another asshole named Jim. They wanted their money back and everything else we had, including our lives, as those boys didn't want us coming for them later. Bob put that old Spanish coin in my mouth and said, "I won't have it said that I left you with nothing, boy." Well, those horses bolted, and there we hung as those bastards rode away. The branch finally snapped under the weight of the three of us, but being my older brothers were bigger and heavier, they were already dead. And right then I swore to myself that I would avenge them. Ringo you know about. But Bob eluded me, until I heard he was riding with the Wild Bunch.
Joder, vaya historia. O sea, les ganó todo el dinero jugando al póker y luego los pillaron antes de llegar a la frontera y ahorcaron a los 3. 2 de sus hermanos murieron porque eran de tamaño más grande y él se pudo salvar. Joder. Una historia bonita.
I'd been on their trail for months, ever since they left their hideout in the Bighorn Mountains.
Bueno, pues vamos a...
Led by Butch Cassidy. They were a loose association of outlaws who robbed banks and trains from Colorado to Montana. Among them was the Sundance Kid, and that murderous hombre I was tracking, Roscoe Bob Bryant.
Were you a part of that giant Pinkerton posse after the Wild Bunch?
No, boy. A circus like that would have slowed me down. Besides, I wanted Bryant all to myself. I'd heard about a large shipment of gold being transported to Wilcox, Wyoming on the Overland Flyer. I figured the Wild Bunch would likely hit such a treasure, and by God, I figured right.
Estoy escuchando disparos, hay indios por aquí. Tened cuidado con los indios.
They blew the bridge with the intention of forcing the train to stop. Well, I assumed the Wild Bunch was likely in the still intact part of the train high above, so I had no choice but to make my way up through the passenger cars dangling down. I was determined to make that some
Me cago en la que me he caído, qué susto me he dado. Me he caído. Ay, qué susto me he pegado, tíos. Que me ha asustado, se ha ido eso de un lado. Ahora. Vale. Estoy escuchando disparos por aquí, no jodas. En serio. Toma por la contrada. Y esa. Que es igual, ¿no? Es igual. Use. ¿Use qué?
I found the device they used to blow the tracks, so I knew I was headed in the right direction.
My ears are still ringing from blowing up that ridge.
Point.
What'd you say? I can't hear a goddamn...
Well, I made my way off unscathed and came upon a few members of the gang and had no choice but to dispatch them. From there, I had to negotiate an even more precarious route. But first, I would need to get my ass out of there.
¿Tanta dinamita para qué es? Yo pregunto, Es por aquí, seguro. Me mandáis para otro peor,
I jumped from the frying pan into the fire as the train was clearly fixing to fall.
¿Qué fuma tienen estos, Qué barbaridad de parió.
I had found the gang, but in order to find old Bob, I needed to fight my way forward past a whole passel of desperados.
Recarga, chico. Estaba aquí saltando aquí como...
Outside, inside, any way I could, I made my way towards my prey.
God damn you!
Te veo.
You can't hide forever.
Te veo. Te veo.
Well, what about the passengers?
It was mostly a freight train, as I recall. There were no passengers aboard that day.
Te veo, chico.